Hi, I'm Jenny from Refresh Living, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 tricks for stenciling. You can see I'm working on a multicolored wall right now, but this will work just the same if you're doing just a single color on top of another. Trick number 1 is to make sure you prepare your walls correctly. So obviously they need to be clean and dry. You also want to make sure they're flat. So textured walls really aren't great for stenciling because the paint just kind of seeps under the stencil in all those grooves. The final thing is to make sure that your base coat that the stencil will be going on is either in a flat finish or an eggshell finish. If you have a shinier sheen like semi-gloss or gloss, the stencil paint just kind of like seeps under the stencil a lot easier. So on my walls, this is actually an eggshell finish up here, and you can see the bleed through is pretty minimal. If it was flat, there'd probably be even a little less. But the great thing about stencils is when you actually step back, your eye never sees any of that minimal bleed through anyway. Tip number 2 is to use painter's tape and spray adhesive to attach your stencil to the wall. I've had a lot of success with spraying a light coat of light duty spray adhesive on the back of the stencil, letting it sit for 1 or 2 minutes, and then using that to help put it up. And then I just also use painter's tape to put the stencil on the wall. Number 3 is to use a foam roller or a dabber to put on the stencil paint. If you're doing your stencil in one color, a foam roller works really, really well. If you're doing multiple colors, like in this room, a foam dabber works, or they also have stencil brushes that work really well as well. Trick number 4 is optional, but I've had a lot of success with it. You can pre-coat your wall in the original wall color or clear acrylic paint before putting on your stencil color. So you would roll the wall color over the stencil, and what that does is it makes any bleed through go under the stencil in that wall color. So when you then you would paint over it in your colors, your stencil colors. When you take your stencil off, you'll see that any bleed through was in the original paint color and you can't actually see it. Trick number 5 is probably the most important trick, possibly, and it's to use only a little amount of paint when you're stenciling. So some tricks for that are you put your paint on your dabber, and then I often brush it off or dab it off in this clear bin that I'm using for this project, or on a paper towel. So then on your surface of your foam, there's very little paint. There shouldn't be much on there. Same thing with your roller. You'll want to roll it into the paint and then roll off some of that paint onto like a paper towel or a cloth before putting it onto your stencil. When you're actually stenciling with the dabber, you want to use light pouncing on the stencil. This makes sure if you dab it too hard, the paint runs out and seeps underneath. So the lighter you can do it and just more often, the better results you'll have for clean edges on your stencil. Same with the roller. You don't want to push hard as you're rolling. You want to roll lightly and possibly do 2 light coats rather than a heavy coat that's going to end up seeping under the stencil. So those are my main tricks for stenciling. I found that if you do all of these, you'll end up with really beautiful projects that ultimately, when you step back from the wall a little bit, end up looking really, really nice. Most people aren't going to walk up and look super closely, even though you're probably doing it when you stencil, like, oh my gosh, that looks not the way I want it. When you step back, your eye doesn't even notice it, and it looks really, really nice. I have a blog post about this as well on refreshliving.net, so feel free to take a visit there. You'll also find a ton of other DIY projects and upcycled projects for making a home a place you love without spending much money. Thanks for watching.